Merry meet and welcome to Psalmic Saturday here at Ariel's Corner. This is Ariel Gatoga and we are streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. Got this weird thing going here. There we go. We are streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. Moderating today on YouTube is the lovely Deline, and moderating on Twitch is the lovely Dre. Thank you so much, Deline and Dre, and thank you to everybody for joining us today for this Psalm spell. Just a small announcement. We do have a premiere today at 11 a.m. Pacific time. That's in about 42 minutes. So I hope you can join us on our main YouTube channel after the stream is concluded. We do have chat threads open on both of these streams, So please avail yourself to the chat threads on both Twitch and on YouTube. And if you have any questions for me personally, you can put them right in the chat thread. I should be done well in time for the premiere, so I can take questions if there happen to be any. Sometimes there are, and sometimes there aren't. Sometimes I know the answer, and sometimes I don't. All right. Just as a reminder, too, we have a shop at arielscornershop.com. arielscornershop.com. You can pick up your own book of Psalms. We have all the different books of Psalms that I use in my videos available for purchase through our shop. Remember, that shop is a series of affiliate links, which means that we make a small commission off of each and every sale. Our main website is okay, I'm going to get language back today. It's imperative that I get my language skills back. We have our main website at ariels-corner.com. That's Ariel's Corner with a -.com. And you can find all of our different offerings there. Remember, everything at Ariel's Corner is free of charge. If you would like your own free booklet on how to work Psalm magic, you can go to arielgatoga.com/psalmbook. arielgatoga.com/psalmbook. All the other free booklets are on our main website, ariels-corner.com, along with our different courses and meditations, lectures, and other free stuff. We do have a Discord server, and we have a private Facebook group, and you can find the links to both of those in the footer of that main website, ariels-corner.com. We'd love to have you be part of our online community. All right. Well, I think we are ready to start, so I guess we'll do that. If I can get it together. Yes, I can. Okay. Today we are working Psalm 98. Psalm 98 is traditionally used in psalm magic to do things like bring about peace between groups of people, to bring about a happy and joyful attitude, to bless a home. And it's, interestingly enough, used as a prayer for Thursdays. Today I would like to work Psalm 98 to bring about a new beginning, a fresh start. The way we work psalm magic is very simple and very effective. We take our psalm that we're working with and we read it out loud all the way through once without stopping. We call this in our tradition an incantation. After that incantation, we go back through that psalm and we consider each verse one at a time in turn. And we dig for and search for hidden meanings behind each of those verses. We call those occult meanings or magic seeds. And it's by doing these diggings and searchings, and we really work to find the hidden meanings underneath the surface there. We also try to apply what we find to whatever it is that we brought to the psalm. And then in a very real way, by doing that, we are taking those magic seeds and planting them in the fertile grounds of our deep mind, where they, in a very real way, take root, grow, blossom forth, and then bear fruit after their kind. Oops. And that's exactly what we are going to do right now with Psalm 98. O sing unto the Lord a new song, for he hath done marvelous things. Let's start that again. O sing unto the Lord a new song, for he hath done marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm hath gotten him the victory. The Lord hath made known his salvation. His righteousness hath he openly showed in the sight of the heathen. He hath remembered his mercy and his truth toward the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all the earth. Make a loud noise, and rejoice, and sing praise. Sing unto the Lord with the harp and the voice of a psalm. With trumpets and the sound of coronet, make a joyful noise before the Lord the King. Let the sea roar and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. Let the floods clap their hands. Let the hills be joyful together, nine before the Lord. For he cometh to judge the earth. With righteousness he shall judge the world, and the people with equity. So this is one of the inheritance psalms that we work sometimes when we're working with that particular collection. By itself, like I said today, I like the idea of a fresh start, something new. Sometimes we just feel like we need a reset. And this is a wonderful reset button, this psalm is. Starts out with, O sing unto the Lord a new song. So we're not praying directly to a deity. We're not praying directly to infinite intelligence here. We're talking to the congregation. And in magic, the congregation is the totality of our mind. Think of how vast your mind is. There's so many thoughts that you could never keep track of all of them. So many of them are happening beneath the surface. Sometimes we catch a glimpse of that in our dream world, but the entirety of the congregation of our mind is vast. So we are taking this moment to bring a call to all of the parts of our mind. We're telling our mind what to do. Sing unto the Lord a new song. So a new song in this regard is, let's think of a new thought. Let's use a new perspective. Let's look at things in a new way. For he hath done marvelous things. So that's very different. A lot of times when you need a new start, it's because you're looking at the world in a way that's disconnected from the truth of infinite intelligence. And if you start recognizing the marvelous things that infinite intelligence has done, you're starting to see things in a different way, right? Instead of saying, oh, this bill, when you start looking at, yeah, but look at the vastness of the universe. Look at the vastness of my mind. Look at the miraculous things that are all around me all the time. And my little ego mind is focusing on this bill. His right hand and his holy arm hath gotten him the victory. The right hand is the hand that wields the sword. So if you look at the tree of life, what's on the left-hand side of that left-hand pillar is actually the right hand if you were to back into the tree. That's God's right hand. And right in the center of God's right hand is that pillar of, is that sphere of severity, Mars, the warrior. And that's what we are talking about here. His right hand and his holy arm hath gotten him the victory. So infinite intelligence is always victorious. But see, infinite intelligence is for us. And we forget that. We forget that because we get so focused on our little problem or our little issue that we forget that infinite intelligence is on our side, wants to give us the victory, wants to bring us into victory. And that's why we need a new start. We need a reset. We need to think about things in a whole new way. And so instead of thinking, yeah, infinite intelligence is always so victorious, but infinite intelligence is so victorious for us and on our behalf if we can say yes to that. We have to allow this to happen. We have to be in agreement. The Lord hath made known his salvation. So infinite intelligence is not hiding anything. Now, when we put things in the past tense in the Psalms, that's a way to speed up the manifestation of what we're looking for. So we're saying that the salvation, meaning the solving of whatever the problem is that we're requiring this new start to, is not going to be done in secret. It's going to be there for everybody to know. You're going to see it, they're going to see it, and it's going to bring nothing but joy and happiness. His righteousness hath he openly showed in the sight of the heathen. So the heathen being all of those parts of the mind that are at odds with our good, that don't want the new start, that want status quo, that want to keep going into the chaos. So infinite intelligence is going to make the solution to all of this and this new start apparent to you regardless of what you're thinking. See, so many people think that they have to get everything fixed and then they go to infinite intelligence. And it's saying, no, infinite intelligence does this in the sight of all of those problems in your mind. You don't have to wait till you're all perfect. You don't have to wait till you have everything handled and you've got all your issues handled before you come to infinite intelligence. Coming to infinite intelligence is how to handle those things. So you don't wait. You don't have to put your best face forward for infinite intelligence. You come as you are, heathen and all. He hath remembered his mercy and his truth toward the house of Israel. The house of Israel is the entirety of the of that which makes up Israel, all parts of Israel. The house of Israel is all of the personalities, all of the people, all of they who people Israel. Now, Israel in magic is not a country. Israel in magic, in psalm magic, is your soul. It means your soul. So we say is the feminine side for Isis. Ra is the masculine side of you. And that means, like the sun god Ra. And El means holy or godlike. So that's who you are. You're straight from infinite intelligence, and you are both masculine and feminine. You are a whole battery. You are a complete battery. There's nothing missing in you. You are completed perfect. God does not make junk, is basically what Israel is trying to tell you. You're perfect the way you were created. So every part that makes up that perfection of you is what we're talking about here. So he hath remembered his mercy and his truth toward the house of Israel means that infinite intelligence only wants you happy. That's infinite intelligence's will for you, is for you to have everything that you need to be happy, healthy, prosperous, and free. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all the earth. So infinite intelligence is only there in potential in regards to what infinite intelligence's will for you is. So this intelligence, this creator, this source, this Lord, as it's called in the Psalms, has its will for you to be happy. But that's just potential, because the other side of that is it's given you freedom to think and act and do as you will. So you have the freedom to go up against God's will if you desire. And a lot of us don't even know that we're doing that. We don't even recognize that we're doing that because we've been going against God's will for so many millions of years that it's just normal for us. So what we have to do then to align our will with infinite intelligence's will is to make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all the earth. So all the earth is everything that you're already manifest as. Exactly, it's finding you where you are. You come as you are. You don't fix yourself. You don't change yourself. You don't do anything other than make a joyful noise unto the Lord. To make a joyful noise unto the Lord means to make a disturbance in the force. There's got to be a disturbance in the force field of who you are, because that's got to come from you. So you have to disturb all of those thought forms right now that are going against the will of God. And going against the will of God simply means being everything other than what God wants you to be, which is happy, healthy, prosperous, free. Make a loud noise and rejoice. Sing in praise. Sing praise. Make a loud noise and rejoice and sing praise. So it's giving you 3 things to do here in order to realign yourself with infinite intelligence's will for you so that you can have this new start. Make a loud noise. That doesn't necessarily mean a loud noise in the physical world. You can, but it means make sure that disturbance is a big deal. Rejoice. To rejoice means to find joy. To find joy again and again where you are. And to sing praise. To sing praise means to very enthusiastically acknowledge how good infinite intelligence is and how good infinite intelligence wants your life to be. Just get very enthusiastic about it. To be unreasonable about this. You don't need to reason it out with your ego, because the ego will give you all kinds of reasons why this isn't true and why none of this will work and why you should just stay stuck where you are. So we don't want to be reasonable with the ego right now. We want to be disturbing to the ego right now. We want to sing make a very loud noise, sing praise and rejoice, regardless of what we think is happening. Sing unto the Lord with the harp and the voice of a psalm. So the psalms are here as a gift to us. It's God's spell book that was given to us, probably from cultures way, way before the ancient Israelites. We don't know where they came from. But when we take these psalms and we work with these psalms, that's part of it. But the other thing that we have to do is we have to play the harp. Now, that doesn't mean you have to learn how to play the harp. It means that it's more than just singing the psalm. It means more than just doing the magic. It means also, what do you do with it when you leave the psalm spell? So it's what you do with your hands as well as what you do with your voice. And then it says, with trumpets and the sound of a coronet, make a joyful noise before the Lord the King. So anything that you have at your disposal at any moment of time and point of space at this juncture, you need to use it for the express purpose of creating a disturbance in your own ego field, in your own force field. You're not going to let yourself fall back into old habits. You're not going to let yourself go back into status quo. You're not going to let yourself just go, oh, well, it's just too much work. No, again and again and again, you're going to use whatever's at your disposal to make a joyful noise before the Lord, the King. Now, remember, if the Lord is the King, what are you? A royal child. You're somebody. Why do you think infinite intelligence cares so much about you? Because you're its beloved child. You're an important part of that royal family. Let the sea roar and the fullness thereof. So in these old poems, the sea usually was a place of very scary outcomes. It was a symbol for that which was scary, that which was unknown. There were monsters in the sea, and people would be lost at sea. It represented the unknown and the cruelty of nature. And so it's saying, let all of our deepest fears roar. Let the world and they that dwell therein, everything that I see with my hands, everything that I can touch, hear, see, smell, taste, all of my fears, all of everything in this world that's so imperfect, that is the reason why I'm even coming to this psalm. Let all of that roar. Let all of that get upset. Let all of that get disturbed. Why? Because we don't want status quo anymore. We want all of it to be ruffled up. Rustle it all up. Turn it into energy and let infinite intelligence churn it into something wonderful. Let the floods clap their hands. So the floods, imagine when the floods would come, before they had any kind of modern engineering. When the floods would come, you were just toast. I mean, it still happens. We have horrible floods, but it was even worse before we had any sense of engineering and things like that. When the floods would come, that was it. You were done. Floods would come and take away entire communities. Now it's saying, let the floods clap their hands. Let the hills be joyful together before the Lord. When the hills are together before the Lord and the floods are clapping their hands, that means that everything that seems so insurmountable, i.e. the hills, everything that seems so treacherous, i.e. the floods, are now being used for your good. The worst part of your life is now being used to bring you out of it. That's the magic of this. That's the magic of all of this. For he cometh to judge the earth, for he cometh to judge the earth. So when God judges the earth, that God's judging the earth not to say, you're good enough, you suck. You're good enough, you suck. That's not what that means. When God judges the earth for you, it's saying, this is good enough for you. This isn't. This is worthy of you, not so much this. That's the kind of judgment you want. We want God to judge you, because God's the only thing that can judge you rightly, because God knows who you are. Like it said earlier, God didn't make junk when God creates you. God didn't say, oh, shoot, that was a big oops. When he created you, they created you. When God creates you, and God never created you in time anyway. God's creating you right now. God creates you perfect. But part of creating you perfect is creating you with freedom. And you can perceive yourself any way you want to. And if you go along with the way that the earth perceives you, that's the way you're going to get things. But we're saying, no, we're going to use all of that right now to our benefit. We're going to use it all against itself, if you will. And we're going to make a big churning. We're going to stir stuff up right now. And we're going to have a new start. And all of these old manifestations are going to be used in service of overcoming them. With righteousness shall he judge the world. Isn't that wonderful? Because you're already righteous. God doesn't judge against you. That whole idea that God's going to judge you and send you to hell or something like that, that's just child abuse. That's just something that egos of this world came up with in order to scare children into submission, etc., and people into submission. That's just a horrible thing. It's never been the case. It never will be the case. It never has been the case. Infinite intelligence only wants you, cherishes you, treasures you, wants you happy. So when you're righteous, that's how you were created. Now, you don't necessarily act righteously. None of us do here, because we're so conditioned by the egos of this world and our own egos. But the infinite doesn't judge you as an ego. The infinite judges you as Israel, or as a soul. So with righteousness, he shall judge the world. So that means that a lot of parts of your personality won't make the cut. A lot of situations in your life won't make the cut. And that's a good thing. You want infinite intelligence to judge you righteously, because the only thing that you want left is that part of you which is righteous. The rest of it is just a construct. It's the lies about you that you've been taught over and over, and that you've taught yourself over and over. So with righteousness shall he judge the world, and the people with equity. So the people don't mean other people besides you. The people in the Psalms mean your thoughts, all of your thoughts. So we want God to judge the earth righteously, your circumstances, and your thoughts with equity. There's nothing arbitrary about the way God judges your thoughts. But God understands that your thoughts are creative. And if you're doing magic to have a new start, then you're inviting that power to come in and say, let's clean this stuff up, because I'm not so happy about the things I'm creating through my mind. So I need you to come in and not only fix the things in my world, but I also want you to fix the things in my mind so that I stop miscreating over and over again. So it's a very powerful psalm, and you can keep coming back to this psalm again and again. And that's how we work psalm magic. It's just we come back every day to the same psalm until we get a sense of peace and certainty. And that sense of peace and certainty that everything's working out regarding whatever we brought to the psalm is a sign to us. It's a communication directly from our deep mind that this is done, that we get a little click, and the spell has taken, and we don't have to cast on this anymore. It's already there. And then we can move off the psalm. But until then, you keep coming back again and again and again until you get that sense of peace and certainty that it's working. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, blessed be. Let's see if I have any questions. I do not. Okay, so we've got about 16 minutes until our premiere. So I hope that you can come back to our main YouTube channel, and we will have that premiere. And then tomorrow we will have a live stream lecture at 10:15 a.m. I'm crossing my fingers that my premiere will be ready by then as well. It's almost all edited. So we may also have a premiere tomorrow as well. Thanks so much to the amazing moderators, Delene and Dre, and thank you to all of us for joining us today. Until next time, blessed be.